So instead of just seeing the going live thing going around and around, we are now live. Woohoo! You see, persistence always pays off. So if you're here and we're here to talk about achieving your goals, recognize that, well, the sprinklers are going off. You got to realize that stuff happens, right? Either one platform was working and another one was working and the third one wasn't. And now we got sprinklers going. It took me a while to figure out how to shut off the fountains out here so that we could have some wonderful quiet, and so that we'd be on the three platforms. So I am here to serve you. I honor you. I appreciate you guys for being here. It is a Sunday afternoon here in beautiful Florida. We are here to talk about you, your goals, you achieving them, and anything that I can do to help you get to where you want to go. So there were some questions that have been asked already, and I'm going to get straight to those questions. There was a question that was submitted in advance from a lovely woman by the name of Wendy. And so we're going to start with Wendy's question. And then any of you that are either on Facebook or you're on Instagram or you're on YouTube and you have a question for me right now, I would love to answer your questions. All right. We have a chat roll going as well. So we let everyone know on my list. We're now live on all these platforms. So any questions as it relates to writing a book, creating a business, setting a goal, building your confidence, attracting your soulmate, anything that you desire, any goal that you desire, now's the time to get those questions answered. I am here to serve you for the next hour. Well, for the rest of my life, frankly, but definitely for the next hour. And the first question that I have received that was submitted in advance is a question from Wendy. And here's what the question is. Now, I want you to really listen to this question. I want you to listen to the answer as well. The first question is from Wendy. I'm really enjoying the stretch goal video. Have listened to it a few times now and always pick up on something that I didn't think I heard the first time. Now, for those of you that are on either social media, Instagram, YouTube, and you did not watch the 2-hour presentation that I did on New Year's Day, 2020, where I talked about how to set your and achieve your stretch goals, go and watch that again. We actually have a link for you, and we're going to post it on the chat roll, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and we'll let you know where you can go and watch that video again. All right. It is, I believe the link for that is peggymccall.com/stretch goal. Now, Trace is on the call as well. Thank you, Trace, for being here. Thank you, Celine, for being here. If you can post, if somebody can post that link so that anyone that missed the 2-hour presentation on the 1st of January, or if you actually watched it, I suggest you watch it again. We had a handout for that as well. So we're going to post the links for you on all three platforms, on the YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, so that you can all see it and you can have access to it immediately. All right. So her question is, I've been troubled by something and was wondering if you could help me out. I've read in Think and Grow Rich that you never achieve anything for free. Well, I recently purchased a ticket to help out with adults with disabilities. And of course, there was a prize attached for the purchase of the ticket. It was a unit apartment. I loved the photos of the unit, and to me, it was just perfect. And I fell in love with it immediately. I imagined myself living in the unit. Every day, I was so excited. Unfortunately, I did not win. I still love the unit very much, and of course, very disappointed. Is life supposed to work out that way because I have not worked to purchase the unit? We don't receive anything for nothing in return. I love the video on the stretch goals. And you mentioned that you need to feel every minute of the day that you've already achieved the goal. Maybe I did not live or feel in the unit every moment of the day. Thank you, Peggy. All right. Brilliant question. Okay, so the question is really, do I have to earn it? No, you do not. You can have anything that you desire. You can have anything that you desire. You see, a lot of people think you have to earn it, that everything that you achieve in this world, everything that you enjoy is something that you have to earn. And what happens for people is that they attract an ideal person in their life and they think, oh, I don't deserve this person. They will end up sabotaging that relationship, and then that person is out of their life. If someone attracts money into their life and they don't believe that they deserve to have that money, or they're not worthy of having that kind of net worth, they will push it away somehow. They will sabotage their wealth and they will push it away. You know, this morning I was reading with my wonderful friend, Mick Peterson, who's here actually visiting us here in Florida. We were reading from this fabulous book called Infinite Potential. And this is a book by Neville Goddard, and it's kind of like a culmination of some of his other books and some of his lectures as well. And there's a section in this book called Infinite Potential where there are questions that Neville Goddard is answering from his lectures. And there's a question in here that is exactly the answer or a similar answer to what I just gave to what Wendy was asking. So Wendy, I don't know if you're on the call or not, or whether you're just going to be watching the replay, but what I'd love to ask is that you listen to this. And this is really good for everyone who's on this call as well. The question is, isn't there a law that says that you cannot get something for nothing? Must we earn what we desire? This is a really great question, guys. I want you to really listen to the answer to this. The answer is creation is finished. It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. You know, to me, that means you can have anything that you desire, absolutely anything that you desire. The parable of the prodigal son is your answer. In spite of man's waste, when he comes to his senses and remembers who he is, remember who you are. You're a child of God. You're an amazing being. You have incredible power and potential within you. Remember that. All right. Let's see. And remembers who he is. He feeds on the fatted calf of abundance and wears the robe and the ring of authority. There is nothing to earn. There is nothing to earn, says Neville Goddard. You as man are God, made visible for the purpose of displaying what is, not what is to be, what is now, right? That's why it's so essential that whatever you desire, you have to feel it as if it's here right now. That's the way you live your life. You're living from the goal. You've already achieved that goal. Do not think you must work out your salvation by the sweat of your brow. It is not 4 months until the harvest. The fields are already white. Simply thrust in the sickle. So thrust and feel as if whatever it is that you desire is already here now. It is yours. Name it and claim it. Claim it right now. Now, I know that fries a lot of people's minds because when you're taking in this information, when you're studying the material, what you're doing is you're taking it in through what your belief systems are. So if your belief is that you have to earn it, and if that is a belief that's been embedded and impressed upon your subconscious mind until it became so strong, that's what you believe. And I know many people have that belief. Many, 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 many people. And I was telling Mick that earlier today, I said, I remember when my son was a teenager, and he's now 27 years of age. But when Michelle was a teenager and I would give him things and it would infuriate his father was not impressed and he would get upset. And I didn't understand why he was getting so upset. And he's like, well, he needs to learn how to earn. It's like, you can't just give him these things. It's like, why not? You see, I know inherently there's so much more that is so much more than what my belief systems were as a child and what I was impressed upon my subconscious mind as I was growing up. I knew there was so much more. So in my heart, I knew that giving to people, even though they may not have earned it, was a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I love that whole idea, that whole concept, and I love that Wendy asked that question. So thank you, Wendy, for asking that question. Now, I know there's several more questions coming in. I'm going to get to them all right now. So let's get to the next question that was asked. The question is, oh, perfect. All right. Oh, I just flashed and saw another one from Shar 7. Since we think on frequencies, now, actually, it's where the frequencies come from thought. Thought initiates it. But how we are on frequencies is through the law of vibration. That's based on how you're feeling. But your thoughts are the initiator of your feelings, okay? It is sufficient if I pretend mentally that I am the person I want to be, or should I act like that person no matter how awkward and uncomfortable it feels? Yes, you should act, you should feel, you should think, you should see, you should do as that person. And yes, it's going to feel awkward and uncomfortable. Why is it going to feel awkward and uncomfortable? Because it's not your norm. It's not the way you're programmed because of your paradigms. It's not the way you've been programmed to feel and to think and to be. So yes, it's going to feel awkward, and yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable. That's why when you're stretching yourself, and we had talked about this in the stretch goals event that we did the other day, when you're stretching yourself, you're going to come up against something called a terror barrier. This is a point where most people will just go back. They'll think about what they want. They might even start to feel as if they already have it. And then they start to think about how they're going to get it or what they think they have to sacrifice. And they start getting all freaked out about it. And then they stop themselves. They turn and they go back into comfort. There's an expression that I heard 40 years ago that goes like this: it's better to step forward into growth than step back into safety. It's better to step forward into growth than back into safety. Yes, you're going to go through a lot of discomfort because you're not wired or programmed that way. But what happens is through space-time repetition of new ideas, you're going to program your subconscious mind to believe and to think a different way and to feel differently. And as a result, you're going to attract what you desire into your life. And it works like magic, and it works amazingly well, and it'll work for you when you do the work. But you've got to do the work. It's really important that you do. Okay, Shar says, what is your advice to a person who cares too much about what others think of them? Well, there was a book that I read. I love that you're asking that. Thank you, Shar. There was a book I read many years ago by a lady by the name of Terry Cole Whitaker. And the book is called What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. What you think of me is none of my business. So when you know that you're a good person, when you know you have a good heart, what others think of you, it shouldn't matter, because it's simply not true if they're thinking anything negatively. Like I remember back in 2002, and I was very heavily involved in the very early years of online marketing. I mean, I had my website up in 1995. I mean, we're talking 25 years ago, I had the website up. And there weren't a lot of websites up at that time. And I was very, very aware of what the potential was with marketing online. And I got into it at very early times. And I remember one time doing a special promotion, and it was for my very first book, which was like $20. And this gentleman sent an email back when he saw my special promotion. And he sent it to me, directly to me. And the email said, "This is a joke, and so are you." And I remember receiving it and thinking, that's not very nice. And of course, it's not a joke, but I guess that guy thought it was or whatever. But you can't harbor any bad feelings for what other people think. They're thinking based on their own paradigms. They're thinking based on the way that they have been accustomed to thinking. Just let it go. It's not about you. It doesn't define you. If someone even says something mean to you or about you, and you know it's not true, why would you even get upset? If you know it's not true, there is zero reason to get upset. Just know who you are in your heart. If you're a good person, you're a kind-hearted person, you're a loving person, you're out there doing good in the world, just know that's who you are. And when you build your confidence, when you really believe in who you are, when you have that confidence in knowing that's who you are, those kinds of things won't even bother you. It's just like water off a duck's back. It just doesn't affect you. So don't let it affect you. All right. The next question is from someone named Pregason. How do I attract my dream home and my dream car? Well, the same way you attract anything. All right, now I do have a program called Manifest Your Dream Home, and you can find out more about that at manifestyourdreamhome.com. Also, another recommendation that I have for every one of you is powerlifescript.com. Create your life script. So how is what he's asking. Well, number one, you decide what it is that you want. So if it's a home, as an example, get very clear on what that home is like. Decide what that home is like. Get very, very clear on that home. What is it like? What does it feel like? More importantly, now that you own it and now that you're living in it. Who are you there with? Who are you sharing it with? What are you doing in the home? Are you entertaining family? Are you hosting special events? What's going on in your home? You become fully enveloped in the experience of having it, knowing that it's already done. You do the same thing with the car, regardless of what you're driving now. In your mind, in your consciousness, in your heart, in your feelings, in your tummy, you're driving down the road in your new car. You're seeing yourself in the new car. You know, Mick was showing me a photo this morning of a car that one of my clients, who's also a wonderful woman and a wonderful friend, she had set an intention to get a particular car, a certain car. And she put it out the universe that she was going to get that car. And she finally decided to go for it. She bought that car and she named her car. And Mick names his car as well. So give your car a name. Define what that car is like. Live as if it's already here right now. So what you might want to do, Pregason, if you haven't already done this, is get yourself a Power Life script where you're writing a description of you living in that home and you driving that car and owning that car and you living the life the way you want to live it, and then listen to it, record it, and listen to it every single day over and over and over again. And you will manifest it into physical form. It works every time. All right, more questions are pouring in. Good to see you guys here today. Like, I know everyone had choices of what they're going to do on a Sunday, and this just felt like a great thing to be doing. We got great attendance online as well. So happy to have you here. Okay, let's see. Going back over here to our, where is my, there we are. Okay, great. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Rod, hi, Peggy. When you write your income goal out, what do you see? Oh, what a fabulous question. Do you write the full amount on your goal card? Does it make better sense to write out the target but rather make it look smaller? To write out the target but rather make it smaller. Okay, I think I understand what you mean, Rod, by the third question. So the first one is, when you write out your income goal, what do you see? All right, great question. I love this. And this is for anyone that has a goal that's financial goal, a money goal. What do you see? Well, I see my bank accounts. I see our sales reports. I see my investment accounts. I see the things that I've purchased. I see the money that I've donated. I see the smile on the faces of the people that I'm giving money to. That's what I see. So you got to create visuals, visions that cause you to feel something, right? And so what I did was I created all my bank statements and my investment accounts and my sales reports, and I laminated them. I bring them with me. They're here with me right now while I'm here in Florida. And every day I look at them. I print them out, or not print them out. I haven't printed out and laminated. I pull them out of my gratitude journal. And it's actually the very first thing that I do is I look at my financial reports, my financial statements. It always puts a big smile on my face. And you know what I found? I found that sorry, just something distracted me. I find that when I'm going to sleep at night and I'm imagining, now that my dream is fulfilled, how do I feel? I'm seeing my bank statements. And that, again, puts a big smile on your face. So create a visual of what it means to you to be earning that kind of money. And you could do things like what I've done. You can create a vision board, or you can create something that you print out, or you could create a Power Life script that you're listening to, something that creates the experience of feeling as if you're already earning that kind of money. So what would you see when you're earning that kind of money? That's really important. So the other part of your question, I believe, is that, and I know a number of other speakers talk about this as well. So and Bob actually gives this as an example. He calls it reduce it to the ridiculous. Reduce it to the ridiculous. What does he mean by that? Let's say that your goal is to earn $1 million this year, 2020. You're looking to earn $1 million. So what Bob says is play with the numbers, right? Just start to imagine that you're earning 10 million. And what would you be doing? And how could you earn it? Just start to play with ideas of earning that kind of money. And then when you get to a point where you see, okay, well, let's see. If I get into Peggy and Trace's course called $1 Million in a Month, we teach a course called $1 Million in a Month. And I actually walk through revenue models. And let's say you create a membership site and you're charging people a certain amount of money every month. And you have a certain number of users, and that equals, $12 million in earnings. Then you can see, all right, now let's say I also create a program. And for this program, I charge $5,000 and I have only 1,000. And think about it, there's 4 billion people on the internet today. Let's say you only get 1,000 people in your program and it's a $5,000 program. That's $5 million. All right. So you start to play with these ideas. You start to think a little differently. And that's what happens. And that's what I was talking about in the Stretch Goals webinar. When you start to stretch yourself, you start thinking differently. Why? Because you've gone to a whole new place. You've gone to a whole new starting point. And where do you start at? You start at the end. You start by imagining that you're already there, that you're already earning that kind of money. And then you start to think a little differently. And then you'll start to notice things a little differently. It's like, I was chatting with a friend of mine the other day. I won't say anything because I want to keep the confidentiality of this. And they will be launching a new offering online. And it's a very unique way of earning money, significant amount of money. And he was explaining this to me. And I was thinking, wow, you could just have one transaction doing what they're talking about doing, and that could have you reach your goal. I mean, it's phenomenal how you start to have these experiences of attracting these new ideas into your life when you're living from the end, when you're living from already earning that kind of money. All right. So that's what you have to do. You have to live as if you're already earning that kind of money. Okay. Super duper duper. Okay. Let's see. Ismail is asking a question. Good to see you here today. Thank you for joining us. I'm so happy to have you here. Okay. So Ismail is asking the question, when we set an income goal, what do you think it is better as a frame of time? For example, I am earning X per month, or I'm earning X per year, which is better in your opinion? My opinion is annual. So, and the reason is because I've seen people get distracted with a monthly goal. So let's say that you've decided this year you're going to earn $1 million. And then as a result, you've broken that down. You've taken 12 months and you've divided it by 12, and you realize that, okay, that equals, what is that, 83,000, 8,000 or 83,000 a month. Anyways, it's either 83 or 86. I think it's 83,000 a month. So you choose a monthly goal. And you're just starting to do this, and there's going to be a period of time. Like there's this thing called the law of gestation, which determines that there will be a period of time before all your goals are going to manifest into physical form. Okay. You got to respect that. You got to honor that. It's going to take some time. However, this is really key. You've got to act as if and live as if it's here now. So let's say it's a monthly goal, and you see yourself earning that kind of money, over $80,000 every month, and you're happy and grateful, but it gets to the end of the month and you're nowhere even close to that. And you start thinking, crap, I didn't do it in January. So then in February, my monthly income goal would have to be higher because I didn't do it in January. You see what I'm saying? So it gets a little confusing. So I personally, I mean, you can do it whatever way you want. I personally prefer annual. So I declare, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm easily earning, and then I declare my annual income. And what can happen is you could end up earning that annual income in the first month. You could earn it in the first quarter. You could earn it in the last quarter. Who knows when you're going to earn it, but you've got to see yourself as you're earning that kind of money. So I would suggest annual. That's my preference. Okay. Lorraine is saying, other than affirmations, is there anything else you can do to help your self-image? Yeah. Look at yourself differently. Even when you walk by the mirror, give some appreciation. Let's say you walk by the mirror and you just happen to glance at yourself, or you're brushing your teeth, or you're doing your hair, or whatever you're doing in front of the mirror. Give some appreciation for yourself. I'm so grateful for my eyes that allow me to see what I see. I'm grateful for my hearing, that I can hear things. I'm grateful for my touch. I'm grateful for my heart that beats. Find something to appreciate about yourself, about your physical body, about who you are. That is something that I recommend that you do. Another thing that I recommend that you do is I created a number of years ago, I created something called an identity board. And this was a process that I created for building my self-confidence. And what's an identity board? Well, an identity board is I had a big Bristol board sheet of paper, and I put my photo in the middle, and I put across the top, who is this woman anyway? And then I had all these words to describe who I was. Confident, strong, determined, persistent, successful, fun, funny, loving, abundantly rich, whatever it was. I had all these things that I did them all in different fonts and different colors. I made it very vibrant. I put like gold stars on there, achiever and things like that. I put it right on my wall beside my bed. And I looked at it every morning, and I looked at it every evening. And I saw myself as that person. This is who I choose to be. And I did one for my son as well when he was little. He was a little fellow, and we had an identity board. I still have them. I actually have them framed. They're in my home. And so I would suggest that you do that. All right. Okay. Let's see the next question. Genevieve. Peggy, is there such a thing as wanting too much? No, there is not. Okay, so she says, sometimes a creeping thought comes to my mind and I feel a twinge of doubt. Does this momentary doubt push me back twofold or just momentarily? I think it depends. Like if it's momentarily and you notice it right away and you just switch over to having whatever it is that you desire, it's probably not going to make a big deal. And it's not uncommon to have that thought. I've had that thought as well. I've had the thought like, because we're here in Florida and we're down here for a period of time. I'm here on business. And as we're walking around the neighborhood, and we went for a walk this morning, I'm thinking about a house, buying a house in Florida again. I had one before. And I know that if I decide I want one, I'll manifest it. But I'm also looking for a waterfront home at home. We have our beautiful, gorgeous home that we live in now, but I'm looking for a secondary home because we sold our cottage in the fall. And so I'm looking for a waterfront home at home. And I'm thinking, do I really want 3 places? And not now, but I remember in the past, I'd have the thought just momentarily, like, why do you want all that? Isn't that a little bit too much? And isn't that greedy? Or, just those kinds of thoughts would creep in. And that would be more of my mother's thinking. I remember a time when my mother was alive. She passed away in 2008. And I was very close with my mom and had a wonderful relationship with her. And I remember she lived in Toronto, and I live in Ottawa. And so this is probably around 2007, something like that. And I remember I had a Mercedes SUV. I still have a Mercedes SUV. It's parked in the garage here. And I also bought a Mercedes convertible, a little 2-seater convertible to drive around in the summer and the fun weather. And so I said to my mom one day, I'm going to drive down to your place and I'm going to take you out for dinner or for lunch. And it's a 4-hour drive. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, what a nice treat. My daughter's coming down to take me out for lunch. And why I drove down to see my mom was to show her my new convertible car. So I said, Mom, I'll come down. I'll pick you up. I'll let you know when I'm there. I should be there around, 10 to 12, and I'll ring your doorbell. You can come out. We'll get in the car. We'll go for lunch. She's like, okay, great. So I arrive at my mom's. I go in her house, and I say, come on, let's go. So we go out. We get to the driveway, and she sees my little convertible Mercedes, and she stops in her tracks, and she looks at it, and she goes, what's that? And she doesn't ask me what's that in a nice way, like, wow, cool car. Look at that. She asks me in a very sarcastic, condescending kind of way, like, what's that? Almost, I don't know, disgusting, right? So I said, it's my car. Well, what happened to your other one? I said, well, I still have it. Actually, as I say the words, I can hear my mom's voice because our voices are similar. And so she said, what happened to the other one? I said, well, I still have that. She goes, well, what? You have 2? I said, yes. Why? So she was not impressed that I had 2 vehicles. Like, what do you need 2 for? I think that was probably her next question. Like, what do you need 2 for? But if you've been around me for a while and heard me speak before, they used to call me the brat as a kid because I would just go for things. If I wanted something, I would just go for it. I didn't care what other people were always saying. Sometimes it got me in some challenging situations as a child, but as an adult, my aunt still calls me the brat. And so I didn't allow that to impact me. I still remember it to this day, but that's the way a lot of people think, is that you can't have it all. You can't have all these things. And what do you need all that for? There's people that are starving, in different parts of the world and stuff like that. Just like, let it go. Yes, you can have it all. Okay. Ismail says, everyone says that we have to believe. How do we believe? Ooh, great question. Probably one of the best questions that's ever been asked. How do we believe? By playing with your imagination, by doing the work, by increasing your awareness, by practicing feeling as if you already have it, by doing this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until it becomes part of what you now believe. Build your power life script, write it out as if you're already living your dream life, record it and listen to it. That will have you believe. All right. The Power Life Script is the one tool that's made the biggest difference in my life, the biggest difference in my beliefs, in building those beliefs. That's absolutely what I recommend. Okay. All right. Next question is. All right. Guest number 1986. I'm currently working a 9 to 5, and although I do like my career and team, I would dearly love to make the transition to my own business so I can be free. I cannot quit my job due to financial obligations or pardon me, and so does that make me too deeply entrenched in the state of fear? Wow, great question. Thank you, guest 1986. It definitely does demonstrate that you're in a place of fear. Not that fear is a bad thing. Fear is simply an awareness thing. Fear gives you the awareness of noticing what you're thinking about. Does it mean you can't change it? It means you can absolutely change it. I know exactly what you're talking about, guest 1986, because I worked in the corporate world for many years, and it was in 1994 that I incorporated my company. But I had already always done well in the corporate world. I'd always earned good money in the corporate world. And I was a single mom at the time. I was the sole provider of our home. So to cut the cord of an automatic payroll deposit every 2 weeks was like screaming scary for me. But you know what? I did it anyway. Did I feel fear? Absolutely, I felt fear. But I acted in confidence instead. So if the fear showed up, I recognized what it was and just said, no, that's not going to serve me. What's going to serve me is to see myself being the success that I desire to be, to see myself earning the kind of money that I love to earn. And I know it took the lid off my earning by doing that. It took the lid off the freedom that I experienced to do what I do and to love what I do and to have that freedom to do what you want when you want. I probably never worked harder, to be honest. Like, we're no longer in a 9 to 5 world. I am not in a 9 to 5 world. I tell the people that are on my team, we are not in a 9 to 5 world here. Those days are gone. They are gone, gone, gone. Not that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just find that because of the internet now, it's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So yes, you have the freedom to do what you want. I can work from wherever I want. You see me here in Florida, but yet I live in Ottawa. I can work from here. I can still serve you from wherever I am as long as I have internet access, right? I could even be serving you even if I didn't have internet access, by studying, by creating, by writing books, by creating more materials for you. I can still be serving you. So you got to get to the place where, and you got to know yourself, right? Know your tolerance level. I talk a lot about that in the Manifest Your Dream Home program as well, because, you know, when I bought my dream home back in 1995, I didn't have any money to buy that home. And I wrote a check, and I didn't have the money in the bank at that moment. I ran to the bank and I put it in, but I bought a check with a cash advance on my Visa, or bought a home, pardon me, with a cash advance on my Visa. And that was scary, very scary. I didn't know if I'd have the money to pay for it, but I had to build a belief system within me that it was there, that I would always be providing, that I was a great mom, that I always had an abundance of money to do whatever I wanted to do. So what you may want to do is you may want to start part-time. You may want to do the study now, get into our program, $1 million in a month, start to study now, start to implement, start to do it part-time. That's what I did. I worked on it part-time. And then I took the plunge, if you will, or I launched my career full-time into the business, but I had already started to generate some money. The other thing to think about is, and I've seen this also with other people, is that when you have no choice but to follow through, like when you actually cut the cord of no longer being in that corporate job, or that, you know, job where you're getting the pay automatically every couple of weeks or once a month or whatever the frequency is, once a week, you'll find that you'll have what's called leverage on yourself. What does that mean? You have no choice but to earn money. And there are always ways to earn money, always ways to earn money. And earning money online has become so easy nowadays, so much easier than it's ever been. But you have to learn how to do it. So you could be studying now, you could be setting the foundation, you could be getting everything going. And then when you're ready, boom, you cut the cord and you go and you do your business full time. All right. Okay, guest 7061. How do you know if your goals, beliefs, thinkings, feelings, daily disciplines, etc. are aligned, but have not physically manifested your desires by use of the unknown gestation period? Is there a good way of knowing when you're 3 feet from gold or when you need to adjust? Absolutely. By how you feel. The answer is based on how you are feeling. If you're feeling that it's already done, and when you know in your heart that it's already done, there would be no worry. There would be no anxiousness. There would be no frustration. You know it's done. All right. So for guest 7061, let's say that you have a financial goal. And everyone that's on this call right now, walk through this process with me right now. Okay. We did this the other day when we did the stretch goal. So you imagine, think about your goal of your income. What would you love to be earning this year? Now, you can pick another goal if you want. You can pick a dream home. You can pick a soulmate. You can pick perfect health. You could pick anything that you want to choose as a goal. All right. I want everyone to choose a goal right now. Have you got one? Okay, tell me if you have one. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. We've got chats going on, all of these. I want you to think about a goal. I'm going to walk you through an exercise. Think about a goal and tell me when you're ready. Have you got the goal in your mind? I've got mine. I'm going to do this as well with you. Okay, so you get your goal in your mind. You've got the goal, all right? All right, so we're seeing people saying yes, yes, yes. They have their goal. All right, great stuff. I'm just going on Instagram here as well. All right, perfect. Got my goal. Thank you. All right, great. So you have your goal. All right, now I want you to imagine that it's done. You've manifested. It's yours. All right, it is yours. Already yours. Whether it's buying that dream home and paying for it with cash, whether it's already earning that kind of money and you know what you're going to be doing with that money, it's already yours. All right, imagine it's yours. Just close your eyes if you want. Just step into the vision of it. What does it look like? What does it feel like? It's already done. You've got millions of dollars in your bank accounts. If that's your goal, whatever it is, it's already done. You're seeing it, you're feeling it, you're experiencing it. Okay, it's there now. There now. Now, how does that feel? Okay, type out an answer on Facebook, on Instagram, on the chat roll, on YouTube. How does it feel now that you're already there? Okay, tell me how that feels for you. I want to know. I'm just going to go down the screen here and I want you to tell me, how does that feel? All right, feels the greatest. Yeah, I love that. All right, great. Amazing. It feels amazing. All right, good. Let's see. I'm going to go over to the chat roll over here too. It feels great. It feels amazing now that I'm already there, says Gregory. Hey, good to see you, Gregory. Good morning. Yes, it feels like happiness and freedom. It feels like peace. I feel free. I feel awesome. Freedom. I see a lot of freedom. I see rewarding, relief. Perfect. These are great. Awesome. This is wonderful that you're all feeling these emotions. Powerful. I like that. Thank you, Sharon. I feel confident, rewarded, and free, says George. Good for you. So exciting, says Dina. I love my life. Beautiful. Susan says relief. Okay, what you did in that moment was you got in perfect alignment. You felt it. You felt as if it's there. So if you're not feeling that it's there now, you're out of alignment. That's it. That's it. It's so freaking easy. It's so easy. And it's not any more complicated than that. Hands in the air, says Natalie. Yoo-hoo, woohoo. Absolutely. It feels so good. Yeah. So Shar says, I never thought of it this way. I'll do it every time. Love you. That's wonderful. Good for you for doing that every time. This is what you do. This is all you have to do, right? We could shut everything down right now and go to the beach. Like, we don't have to do anything else. This is it. I get so excited about this. Can you tell how excited I am? I just love this material. I love how simple it is. And yeah, I'm still studying every single day. Yeah, I'm still listening to my Power Life script every single day. I wouldn't think of doing it any other way. Any other way. You got to keep in alignment. And the reason is most people are getting out of alignment. We want to get ourselves back in alignment. Back in alignment. Get in alignment. Get in alignment. You're going to go out of alignment. Back in alignment. Oh, okay. All right. Let's keep going here. We got lots more questions. I think my Instagram thing will stop at top of the hour, but I'll keep going if you guys want to keep going. Okay. George says, I am working on my vision. Is my vision the Power Life script? The Power Life script is a vision of you living your life now as if it's already here. So your Power Life script should not say in the future, or it should not say by December 31st, 2020, I have. You're saying it as if you're living it now. Why? Because that's the most powerful state you can create from the goal, from being in the experience as if it's here right now. All right. That's what you create. So the vision is really like, if I think about what's in my Power Life script, I see my life. I see myself with my wonderful husband who's in there reading on the couch with our two doggies. And I see myself enjoying quality time with my friends. Mick, who's visiting me right now, Mick Peterson, the author of Selling the Timekeepers. I see myself, I'm having lunch with Bob Proctor on Wednesday. I see myself on Bob's stage at his events and sharing with people. I see myself serving people. I see my wonderful team and all the great things that we're doing together. I see the ballroom full at the event that we're doing in February called Masters Manifesting, mastersmanifesting.com. Check it out. You want to join us? There's still some seats available. We'd love to see you there. I see it as if it's already done. I see our home. I see our waterfront home. I see my son and my grandson, my daughter-in-law. I see my doggies. I see my family. I see everything as if it's here right now. That's the vision. That's the vision. Even physically, how you see yourself physically is part of the vision as well. All right. Yes. And put it in your Power Life script and live it every day. All right, Ismail says, when you are busy in the day, how do you remind yourself that it's time to visualize your goal? Wow, you could be visualizing even while you're busy. You could be watching a television show and still visualizing. I could be out walking my dogs and I'm visualizing. I could be driving down the road and I'm visualizing. I could be doing the dishes and I'm visualizing. I could be in the shower and I'm visualizing. Do it all the time, right? You'll get reminded to visualize. When you really are connected to your goals and when you really recognize the power that you have, the power that's within you to create anything that you want, you will be visualizing again and again and again and again and again. All right. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Shar says, is it okay to listen to my Power Life script without seeing it on the screen of my mind? Yeah, sure. What's most important, and I've said this before, and I think it's so worthy of saying a gazillion more times, it's not necessarily even what you're seeing or what you're doing. It's how are you feeling? It's your feelings. Your feelings are the language of your soul. Your feelings put you in alignment or take you out of alignment. It's what are you feeling? That's most important, Shar. Okay? Feeling as if it's already done. Like you guys did a minute ago. Felt like freedom, felt like powerful, felt like relief. That's the freedom. That's where you want to be, is feeling as if it's already there. Ismail says, does it make a difference to place a date of accomplishment when we set our goal? Ismail, go and watch the stretch goal event that I did on New Year's Day if you haven't watched it as well. I don't put dates on mine. It's now I see myself as if the goal is already here. So Ismail, there's a link that we have, and I know it's been posted, and if it can be posted again, I'd really appreciate that. And that is, I think it's peggymccall.com/stretch goals. And it is where you can watch the replay of the event that we did the other day. So if Celine can, maybe post that in the wherever you are. I'm not sure if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Instagram or you're watching on Facebook. Because what I'm doing is, so right now I have my husband's computer over here, and that's Facebook. I have my phone here and I'm on Instagram. I have my computer here and I'm on YouTube. So I've got all these 3 platforms going. I also have WhatsApp, which is an application open on my computer. And Celine is putting all the questions that you guys are asking on all 3 platforms. She's a multitasking girl. This girl's high energy. She's a wonderful human being. If you don't know Celine, you should know her and love her. She's an amazing woman. And she's grabbing questions from Facebook, grabbing questions from Instagram, grabbing questions from YouTube, and she's putting them into WhatsApp. So I'm looking at a screen here, and WhatsApp opened as well. And I have the chat box open as well. And that's what I'm looking at right now. Okay, great. So so I would say no date. So Celine, if you can post that link. There we go. Thank you. It is, it's stretch-goals. Okay, so peggymccall.com/stretch-goals. I just want to make sure that's the link and that's working. I didn't realize there was a, in there. All right, just coming back. Oh, hang on, guys. I'm going to be right with you in a second. Why is that not coming up? Oh, maybe because I'm probably blowing up. Yeah, okay. She says that's not the link. That's probably why it wasn't working. Did it? No, that wasn't it. Okay. I didn't think that was it. Okay, hang on. Celine's going to put it down there. Thank you, Nazi. It's good to see you here. Thank you. Great presentation, he says. Okay. Is your personal mentoring includes sitting at your table's paradigm shift? Sometimes, Christine, yeah. So sometimes when I do offer a private mentoring spot and I'm going to be at the next paradigm shift event, then I will sometimes invite some of my clients. So yes, it does, Christine, sometimes. Okay. All right, great. So Celine, if you could post the right link for the stretch goal event, I'm just going to come here and maybe I can find it myself. I know she's trying to get it. PeggyMcColl.com, stretch goals. I thought it was just the word stretch goals. Anyways, she'll get that. I have faith. Oh, posted. Oh, so it is the right one then, Celine? That one that you posted earlier is the right one? Some reason it didn't come up for me. It's just going to my homepage. Oh, it is stretch dash replay. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. So it's PeggyMcColl.com or pardon me. Wait, sorry. PeggyMcColl.com forward slash stretch dash replay. That's what it is. Okay. Great. All right, let's keep going. We have lots of questions coming in here. And okay, so let's see. Oh, that's a good one, Pamela. I'm coming to yours soon. Jill, I'm expanding my services this year, but will respite from the physical labor in 3 years. I'm hoping to sell my business at that time. Should I not be looking at a 3-year goal? Wow, what's your goal? What is it that you would love? I'm expanding my services this year. I would focus on what your goal is. What would you love? If you want to sell your business, why 3 years? Do you want it now? Just focus on what you'd love to be experiencing now. If you no longer want the business, and the reason why I say that is this: when you set your mind on a particular subject or topic or a goal, for example, and you feel as if it's already done, you're going to be attracting it into your life. So if you want to sell your business, but you don't want to do it now, I would not put that in my goal until you're ready to sell your business. It's like I mentioned earlier, while we've been on this call together, I've been thinking about buying a home in Florida. I don't know whether I will or not. We come down and we rent a place and then we leave and we don't have to be concerned with it, right? After we leave here. And I know this, that if I decide I'm going to have one, I will manifest it. I just haven't decided if I want it yet. And that's the first prerequisite for your goals, for manifesting them. Do you want it? Is it something you would love? If it's something you love, then set that as your goal. So anytime you're setting your goals, set the goals based on what you would love. If you want to sell your business, write that down and set that as your goal. Okay, the next question is from Pamela. How can I put weight release in my stretch goals? Great question. I would declare the weight that you would love to be at as if you're already there. So let's say I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm at my ideal weight of X pounds or kilos, whatever you choose, and I am healthy and happy. Just say that, right? I am so happy and grateful I'm at my ideal weight of, and declare what that amount is, the pounds or the kilos, and I'm healthy and happy. That's what I would declare. All right. Don't say I'm releasing 10 pounds. What does that mean? It means you have 10 pounds to release. It'll stay there, right? You can't say you're no longer in debt. Why? Because you'll continue to experience debt. So what do you set as a goal? What you would love. I'm so happy and grateful my net worth is in excess of $10 million, whatever that is. Okay. Something that depicts a picture that you can get emotionally involved in of the outcome as you desire. All right. Megan is saying, I have a specific home in my Power Life script. By normal standards, is it possible for me to purchase? I've been talking to a realtor and exploring utilizing investors. I got word that the home has an accepted offer. Do you suggest I let go of that specific home or just hold the image of the specifics? Or do I focus on that specific home? Maybe there's a better home for me. Exactly. Just see yourself living in the home. If it is that home, you can focus on that home. But if it does happen to sell, probably meant for a better home for you. So see yourself owning a beautiful home that you absolutely love. Focus on what it feels like being in the home that you love, and you will manifest it. Okay, Anna is saying, I don't know all of the how-to of my stretch goal. How do I recognize, that helicopter's kind of low. How do I recognize, where did it go? Or distinguish the value of all of the new ideas that continually pop up as I go along. I don't want to miss the opportunity yet. I also don't want to change every area. I don't know all of the how of my stretch goal. How do I recognize, manage, or distinguish the value of all the new ideas that continually pop up as I go along? I don't want to miss opportunity yet. I also don't want to change every area. Not sure I completely understand your question, Anna, but I'm going to answer based on what I believe it to be. You see, when you see yourself with your goal and know that it's already done, you're going to get ideas. You will know intuitively. So what I would say is change every idea. She says, okay, what I would do is I would use your intuition. Trust your intuition on ideas as they're coming. Like you might have fleeting ideas. I'll give you an example of that. I have about 700, just under 700, I think it's that many, maybe more, somewhere around that area, domain names. And almost all of them have come with an idea, different ideas. I've had ideas for products. I have ideas for products for adults. I've had ideas for products for kids. And some of them are ideas that I've had for many, many years. So what I do is when an idea comes to me, I'll pay attention to how I'm feeling. If it feels like an idea I want to maybe act on, I'll quite often register the domain name first. And then I really pay attention. Am I still thinking about this idea? Does it still feel like the right idea? Always trusting my intuition. So every idea that I make or any change that I'm looking to make or any direction I'm going in is going to be based on, is it in alignment with my purpose in life? And is it in alignment with my goals? And does it feel like the right thing to do? That's what I do. Use those things as your guideline and you'll always make the right decisions. Okay, Ryan is saying, should I change my self-image if it's bad before setting a big goal? No, set the big goal and change your self-image. Do both. You can absolutely do both at the same time. Okay, Ismail says, did you ever finish college? Nowadays, do you think it's important to get a college education? I didn't go to college. I graduated from high school and went to work. Do I think it's important to get a college education? It depends. Depends on what you want to do with your life. If you want to be a lawyer, yeah, you need to go to college. If you want to be a doctor, yes, you need to go to college, but it depends on what you want to do. If you want to be an entrepreneur, sure, maybe going to college and learning about whatever they teach you in college about running a business might not be a bad idea. Do I think it's important? It depends. Depends on what you want to do with your life. But no, I do not have a college education. But I'm always educating myself and never stop, by the way. All right. Okay, great. George has got a quote there on the chat box. I'll get to that in a minute. I think I have about 26 more questions to answer. Okay. Okay. Jeff says, you say you have to do the work. All I do is work. Bob recommended e-commerce, housework. How do I produce more? I'm talking about the work of studying and talking about the work of managing your thoughts and your emotions. That's the work I am talking about. Okay. I'm talking about what you're doing right now. You're here, Jeff. You're here. You're on this call. Get into the study, get into the programs, study the materials. That's the work. And implement. It's not enough to just listen to this stuff. It's not enough to learn this stuff. You got to do the work too. That's what I mean. Do the work, like write a Power Life script and record it. Listen to it every single day. That's work. That's the work I'm talking about. Tamara says, may I ask what part of Florida you're in right now? Just curious. I'm in Bradenton in an area called River Strand. I really like it here. It's a golf course community and I love it. I love it. Love the clubhouse. We go to the clubhouse all the time. It's great. Ismail says, how does a person change their personality? How to be more funny, friendly, productive, etc. Love that. I believe I've changed my personality and I believe I've changed it a lot. And you can ask people that have known me for a long time. You can ask my sister. She's known me for a long time. And I changed it by making a decision to change it, by deciding who I would be or what I would be and stepping into that role of that person. Use the Power Life script to change your personality as well. Durango says, how many affirmations can the subconscious mind support and work on at any one time without confusing or overwhelming the mind? There's no limit. Absolutely no limit. I remember one time I was on an airplane with Bob Proctor. We were flying from Los Angeles back to Toronto, and I created this thing called a manifestation movie. And my manifestation movie it's a PowerPoint presentation that I created using images and affirmations. And there are something like 1,400 slides. It took me months to build this, months to build it. What I did was I created this big manifestation movie. I saved it as a movie file. I imported it into iMovie because I'm a Mac user. And in iMovie, I layered it. First of all, I shortened it. I sped it up so that instead of watching it, as a movie slowly, I sped it up. And you watch it, it's like flashing these screens on, or flashing these images on the screen of the computer. And then I layered it with some binaural beat music. So it activates the left brain and the right brain at the same time. Watch it. And so I'm on the plane with Bob. Bob's sitting beside me, Bob Proctor. I've got my earbuds on, or my earplugs on. I'm watching my manifestation focus. I'm watching this boom, 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 boom. Bob looks over, he sees what I'm doing. He says, so I tell him, I just explained to him what I just explained to you. This is my manifestation movie. And he's like, oh, that's pretty cool. He said, I like that. He said, do you realize you could speed it up even further? And I said, what do you mean? He said, your brain can take in 60 frames a second. Like, we have so much capacity within our brain. Are we ever going to overwhelm it? No, I don't think so. You can take in as much as you want. All right, as much as you want. For those of you that are on Instagram, what happens after an hour of being on Instagram is it shuts it down. So for those of you on Instagram, it's going to stop in about 1 minute and 34 seconds. I'm going to come back and I'm going to restart. So don't go anywhere. Come back and follow me again. All right. So that's, Facebook is going to be fine. YouTube's going to be fine. But the Instagram is going to drop off in a second. So don't worry. I'm going to come back and join you guys again. Probably still have time to answer another question. Dorothy says, how do you overcome having a spouse? I'm laughing because this is a very common question. Overcoming a spouse who is not making the changes that you are and is using negative and limiting words such as debt, we don't have money, and we will be rich. Okay, remember this. This is really important. What someone thinks or says doesn't have to affect you at all. Like zero, 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 zero. Only if you allow it. Don't let it in. Do not let it in. One of the two of you is going to impact the other if they allow it. Therefore, you remain positive. You only focus on what you want. Only see what you desire, including him. Start to see him differently. Start to see him being positive. And if he says something, just duck and let it go by. Duck and let it go by. Water off a duck's back. It should not and does not have to bother you in any way whatsoever. There's a lot of negativity in this world. It's not only in the home, it's everywhere. Go to the grocery store, look at the magazines that are there where you check out. Turn on the television, go through an airport. You will see and hear negativity absolutely everywhere. It is everywhere. Okay, I'm going to restart Instagram. Hang on, guys. Lots more questions to answer. I'm not going to leave you. We're going to come back. So hold on here a second. I'm just going to hit share to story there. All right. All right, let's go there. And we're going to go back up to here, get my little Instagram thing going again. And we are good to go again on Instagram. All right, great. All right, thank you guys. If you're okay, I'm going to keep going, and we still got a lot of people online, so I'm going to keep answering questions for you. All right, Dorothy. Oh, I already did that one. Bruce, how do I make the feeling natural without the prior experience? Oh my God, Bruce, I love this question. Thank you for asking. And everyone, Bruce has just asked one of the most valuable questions that there is. Okay, I want you to really, really hear this. Before I answer Bruce's question, I want you to know this. The reason why people do not achieve their goals is simply because they don't feel it naturally. All right. So Bruce is asking, how do you feel it naturally? By impressing the idea that it's already yours into your subconscious mind over and over and over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. Do it with your Power Life script. Listen to it every day, multiple times a day. I've already listened to mine today, I think 7, 8 times maybe. It's 31 minutes long. We're going to go walk the dogs. As soon as I'm wrapped up from this call, we're going to go do a nice big hour-long walk around the area, around the pond, down to the park. We're going to go for a big walk. I'll listen to it again. I'll listen to it again and again. You want to keep impressing it upon your subconscious mind where you know that's who you are and that's how you're living your life. When I met my husband, which was now approximately 16 years ago. We've been married now. We're going into our 13th year. We're in our 13th year of being married, happily married. I'm so blessed. I won the lottery of life when I married that man, by the way. And when I met Denis, my husband, who was a pilot in the military working for the Department of National Defense in Canada, when I met him, he had worked for the Department of National Defense for many years, almost 30 years before he retired. And we're standing in my kitchen one day, and he asked me this question. He said, what happens when you're not making money? And if you have a dog and you ever talk to your dog will tilt its head like this, right? They're like, what is that human being saying? I don't understand. So when Danny asked me the question, what happens when you're not making money? I was like a dog, tilting my head going, I don't understand the question. Your question makes no sense to me whatsoever. Now, I wasn't angry or anything. I was just like, I didn't understand the question. Why are you asking that question? What I didn't understand is what was his motivation for asking that question. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you're self-employed. I said, yes. He says, well, what happens if you're not making money? I said, I'm always making money. My ex-husband used to call me a money-making machine. I like that. He called me other things that I didn't like as much, but he used to call me a money-making machine. I believe that's who I am. I believe that I'm always bringing great value to the world. I know I am. It feels natural to me, but it took a while to build it to that point where it felt natural. But it got to a point where it's natural. I know I'm always making money. I'm not concerned about whether I'm going to be eating next month or not. I know I'll be eating next month. I know it. Absolutely know it. Through space, time, repetition of that idea and every other good idea that's supporting my life, until it became so impressed upon me that I knew that is who I am. That's what you want to do. You want to get to a point where you know that is who you are. You are already a goal-achieving machine. You're already a money-earning machine. You're already someone who has done the things and living the life that you desire to live. All right. You see it as if it's here now. And that's going to occur through space-time repetition. Okay. Next question. Grain. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. I hope I am. In my Power Life script, I said in 25, and I want X amount of money. Is this wrong? Should I image it now? Yes, image it now. So what this person is saying is that they say that in 2025, they're earning a certain amount of money. Claim it now. Yes, say as if you're earning it now. It might take it to 2025, but say it now. Most people underestimate what they can do in 10 years, but overestimate what they can do in a year. Say it as if it's here right now. Okay, Sharon says, my 2019 goals collapsed, but I'm still feeling positive. Any advice to carry unmanifested goals into 2029? Yeah, you meant 2020. Okay, great. Yeah, it's the same process. Feel as if they're here now. Give thanks for them. Even if you didn't achieve it before, that's gone. What's happened in the past is history. We can do nothing about that. We can learn from it. We can be appreciative for it. But you're here now. You're a manifesting individual that can manifest anything that you desire right now. Feel it as if it's here right now. Get excited about it. Get recharged. Feel great about you already achieving that goal for yourself. All right, thank you. What are the top 5 book authors that have impacted your life the most? The top 5, I would say Neville Goddard, absolutely for sure. Bob Proctor, Dr. Joseph Murphy, absolutely. Napoleon Hill, and Earl Nightingale. They would be the top 5. Thank you for asking. Okay. I have been doing the Power Life script for months, and it is amazing. I imagine myself in my dream home, but I don't know where it is. There are multiple places that I would like to live. Is it better to focus on a specific location? Not necessarily. If you're flexible in where it is, just describe what it feels like where you're living. So you could say something like, I love where we live. I love our location. I love our neighbors. I love the close proximity to airport, whatever it is. So say it like that. Declare it like that. Okay. George says, Peggy, does this make sense or is it overloaded? I am so happy and grateful, bless and set my goals in writing. I don't even know what that means, George. I'm so happy, grateful, blessed, and I set my goals in writing. If I'm going to say something like that, I'd say I'm so happy and grateful and my life is blessed and I achieve all the goals I set for myself. I achieve all the goals I set for myself. I'm so happy, grateful, and blessed. My life is blessed. I am blessed. And I set and achieve every goal I set for myself. I would say it like that. Okay. All right. Next question. Ismail says, what do you think that sometimes when I visualize myself in possession of my goal, instead of feeling better, I feel worse? Well, if you're feeling worse, it could be because well, first of all, you're not in alignment if you're feeling worse. It could be that your paradigms, it's typically the paradigms are trying to pull you back because our paradigms are very strong. What are our paradigms? Our paradigms are our belief systems that cause the way we think, the way we feel, what we say, what we do. And so therefore, I suspect what that simply means is that you are, sorry, I saw Giselle's question here. It flashed on the screen of my phone. It just means that your paradigms are trying to pull you back. Just recognize it is what it is, and then choose to think a thought and feel a feeling that feels better. Get back in alignment. What would you love? What would you love? What would you love? Get back in alignment. So Giselle asked a question over here on Facebook, which I know Celine has posted. She said, what was your first book? It's out of print now. I don't recommend it, but it's a book called On Being the Creator of Your Destiny. I think I have some in my basement in a box somewhere. So want to come visit me and I'll give you one. Okay, Giselle? Okay, but I'm not home yet. Okay, next question. Please give tips on how to effectively follow a routine or discipline when caring for babies and toddlers. I love that, guest number 8144. I would still work on yourself. The best thing you can do for your kids or for anyone that you're around is to really be working on yourself and being a better person, because children learn from observation. They watch, right? That's what I would suggest for sure. And as far as a routine, like I'm in a routine of personal development study every single day. I do my visualization. I write my gratitude journal. I do my affirmations. I listen to my Power Life script. I'm reading the books. They see you doing all those things and they'll get inspired by what they see from what your disciplines are. Ismail says, what do you think is one of the things that separates the top performers in any industry from the other ones that are not? Is it paradigms? Definitely it's paradigms. Yeah, it's paradigms. It's people just being lazy, not willing to do the work that successful people are doing. See, lazy people are not willing to do the work that successful people are doing. And I'm talking about work again, work. What do I mean by work? I'm talking about this work, study, applying, writing out your goals, getting in alignment with your goals, doing your Power Life script. That's the work I'm talking about. Lefta says, I've written an amazing Power Life script. So much of the detail of the Power Life script is so easy for me to feel good about health and relationships. But the incredible wealth part gives me doubt because I have difficulty visualizing the amazing business that I want to start. I still don't have a lot of information about the business. That's okay. You don't have to have a lot of information. You got to feel as if it's here right now, right? Feel as if it'll take time. It's going to take time. Be easy on yourself. Understand it's going to take some time, but keep listening. Keep listening. You might even want to tweak it a little bit, make it even more defined, even more emotional, causing, energizing, and it will work. It works every time. Okay, guest 3643. I've been doing the work and sometimes receive some ideas. Example, the title of a book. Yahoo! All right, great. I'm curious to know, what is the action to take to manifest my dreams? Get my program, the CompleteAuthorProgram.com, the CompleteAuthorProgram.com. I'm curious, what is the action to take to manifest my dreams? Also do a Power Life script. I'm an author of 16 books. And I have a lot of success as an author, a lot of success as an entrepreneur as well. And so I listen to my Power Life script every single day, which just declares the kind of success that I'm experiencing as well. Okay, guest 5510. And also one thing I want to mention, just as I'm going to answer the next question, is stop saying it's hard. Okay, or it's difficult. Stop saying that. You're giving it more energy when you're saying it's hard, or you're saying it's difficult, or you can't do something. Stop saying that. There was a most wonderful quote that goes like this: if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you think it's difficult, it's going to be difficult. If you think it's easy, it's going to be easy. I wrote a book with my wonderful friend Brian Proctor called Darn Easy. Darn Easy. Work half as hard, earn twice as much, while living the life of your dreams. I recommend that book as well. Okay, so guest 5510 says, I find it so hard to visualize my goals. Stop saying that. Sometimes someone just suggests that I create a vision environment, meaning I get pictures of what I want everywhere. What is your view on that? Definitely, great idea. Anything that's going to cause you to see yourself in that outcome, do it. Do it. For sure. Absolutely. If you're looking to buy a home, I talk about this in the Manifest Your Dream Home program. I suggest go to the home, get your picture taken at that home. You and your husband, you and your partner, you and your kids, see yourself in it. It's like if you have a home that you would love to buy, go and see it. Look at it online. You can imagine just by looking at videos and looking at pictures. Okay, guest 8144. I think we're going to just address a few more questions. We're going to call it a wrap. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay. This is guest 8144. How is the best way to explain manifestation of results to our family or partner when they just don't believe it? Instead, they try to discourage by saying it's all mumbo jumbo. Totally get that. I understand it. Give them an example of someone that's done it. Use my example. I bought a home, had no money, manifested it. Okay. Get my book, Your Destiny Switch. I have stories in there. I manifested my soulmate, manifested my beautiful home, manifested my business. Give them examples. That's why books inspire people. That's why movies inspire people. That's why stories inspire people. That's why speakers inspire people, by telling stories of other people that have done it. All right. Suzanne says, how can I learn to use my imagination for what I want and not for the negative case scenarios? Practicing it, right? Visualization is not a complicated procedure. There's a book by Shaki Gawain that was written many years ago called Creative Visualization. You may want to get it. I've read that book. I have that book on audio as well. It's called Creative Visualization. The author's name is Shaki Gawain. She's passed away at a young age, but it's a great book. Just learn how to manifest. There's another book by Genevieve Barand. Genevieve Barand. What the heck? What is it called? I need my memory to join me here. Let me just go over here and see if I can find it. Google. Genevieve. Let me spell her name right. And her book is called Your Invisible Power. Your Invisible Power. I thank you, Kirsten. I appreciate you. Your Invisible Power is the name of the book. I recommend that one as well. Thank you for putting it in there. Thanks, Celine. She put it there as well. All right, great book. Just practice. Start doing it. Close your eyes. Block off a period of time where you're seeing yourself experiencing what it is that you desire. Okay, Genevieve says, what I want is time and money freedom and a whole lot more that requires millions. Should I leave the money part out or just visualize my time and money freedom life? Well, that's a great question. You know, sometimes we attempt to tell the universe how things are going to manifest into form. Let me give you an example. Could you have time and money freedom without earning millions of dollars? Yes. How? Marrying someone who has it, money, receiving it as a gift, winning the lottery. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can attract a lot of money into your life and have time and money freedom. However, if abundance is something that you desire, if having a personal net worth of millions of dollars is something you desire, then yes, declare that as your goal. It's whether you want it or not. So yes, having a lot of money does provide that time and money freedom. Sure. But do you have to say that that's where it comes from? No, you do not. But I do it. I declare I have that time and money freedom as well. And I'm earning it. And my net worth is a certain amount of money that I have it. Actually, I don't even, do I say I'm earning it? Yes, I do say I'm earning it. All right. Great question, Genevieve. I appreciate you for asking that. Okay, Susan is asking the question. What upsets me is that some women who I think were friends turned out to either try and get into my personal affairs or after my money. This blows my mind. My question is, why are women who have made it become so jealous? Well, I think it's just one person, or there may be others that are like that. I don't know. They're insecure. They don't feel good about themselves, and therefore they try and bring down other people. I guess that's what it is. Don't give it any energy. Don't even think about it. Give it no energy. It's not serving you. Don't give any energy to anything that doesn't serve you. Only think about stuff that feels good. What I suggest that you do is to really be in a state of feeling good all the time. All the time. I say it in my Power Life script. I feel good all the time. I'm positive all the time. Am I? Pretty much. Most of the time, but not all the time. Most of the time. It's what I strive for. It's something that I focus on. Why? Because I know how important it is. I know how important it is to my life. I know how important it is to all the creative things that I've experienced in my life. That's how important it is. Okay, we're going to call it a wrap, guys. It is now 1 something. What time is it here on the East Coast? 1:16 in the afternoon on Sunday. I'm going to do 2 more sessions. I'm going to keep doing these sessions. I'm going to do 2 more this week, upcoming week. We'll probably do them on Facebook and Instagram. So if you're on YouTube right now, please connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. Celine, we have a family that we started called the Manifestation Family. It's a group that you can join. Now, if we see that you're there and you want to join the family of the Manifestation Family, we will accept you. And we're going to do these on Facebook and Instagram this week. 2 more sessions. We'll do them on Tuesday. We're going to do one on Tuesday, I think at 2 o'clock. We're doing another one Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to be addressing specific questions. I'm also going to choose some topics that we're going to focus on. Confidence being one of them. Believing in the invisible being another topic. So I want you to stay with me. I'm with you. I'm going to support you. I want to see all of you achieving every goal that you set for yourself. What is it costing you? Nothing. Nothing. Get into the family, the Manifestation Family. Can you tell your friends? Absolutely tell your friends. Go on my YouTube channel as well, because connect with me on the YouTube channel. Become a subscriber on my YouTube channel. Why? Because when you're a subscriber on my YouTube channel, anytime I do any of these special events or free events, we're going to post them on the YouTube channel, including the ones that I'm doing on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll get access to them. So if you're not on Facebook and you're not on Instagram, go to youtube.com/Peggy McColl and connect with me there. Okay. You're very welcome. Always my pleasure to be here with you, to serve you. I want to help you create better and better results, help you live your dream life because you're destined to live it. Thank you so much for giving me your time today, giving me your energy, for being here with me. I love you guys, love serving you. I look forward to being back with you again soon. Thanks so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. All right, we're going to head over here now and end the stream.